Good evening, one and all. This is Razan Jim signing in. The 26th game of the Ramadan Cup T10 competition, and it's ASNAD CC versus TAPROBANE CC. As we see the flip of the coin, we've got the captain of TAPROBANE CC out in the middle, along with the match referee and the two umpires. The coin has been flipped, and we are awaiting confirmation of who won it. Tabon Cricket Club versus ASNAD CC. Both the teams have lost in their initial two encounters, so both of them are looking forward to this game. They are yet to be on board. A victory here for either side, and they might feel as if the doors have opened once again. Remember, it is a long tournament. Still another week to go. You're never quite out of it. You're never quite in. Both sides having plenty of questions to answer going into this game. Ramadan T10 Tournament 2025 brought to you by Qatar Cricket Association and SARS Group. Special thanks to Mr. Kasturi and his team for their magnificent effort in putting this tournament together and bringing it live to you in your home. So QCA T10 Ramadan Cup 2025, Group A, match number 26. And we've got the news for you in terms of who won the toss. It's TAPROBANE CC who had the flip of the coin going their way, and they have decided to make the first use of this beautiful looking surface at Asian Town International Cricket Stadium. We've seen loads of runs being scored here already. And as we discussed yesterday, this is an absolute flat track that we've got out there, ideal for T10 cricket. So a lot of credit needs to be given to the curator and his team for working endlessly hard, burning the midnight oil, as they say, and producing a wicket that is certainly tailor-made to this format of the game. As far as ASNAD CC is concerned, they've come in with a big reputation into this tournament, particularly with their fast bowlers. Haven't quite been able to live up to their expectations, haven't really been able to recover from their first game in which they lost to STAR CC in a closed encounter. QCA T10 Ramadan Cup 2025, Group A, match number 26. It's Taprobane CC versus ASNAD CC. Taprobane CC winning the toss, electing to bat first in this QCA T10 Ramadan Cup, an absolute present brought to you by Qatar Cricket Association. This heart-throbbing tournament organized by Qatar Cricket Association is an absolute gift to all the fans during this holy month of Ramadan, and we'd like to dearly thank QCA for making this tournament possible and for enthralling the fans with entertaining cricket. We'd also like to pay tribute to SARS Group, presented by Mr. Kasturi, for bringing all the action live to you, and all the officials, teams and fans as well for their unbelievable support and passion and resilience. We'd like you to continue supporting us and being with us throughout the tournament, and it would be great if you could like, share and subscribe to enjoy the excitement of T10 cricket. Right, so the batsmen are ready, and so is the bowler. It's going to be the captain, Naveed Baloch, starting off proceedings for ASNAD CC. And it's going to be Amila Rumesh facing. So it will be captain versus captain. What a matchup we've got. Down leg side it goes, and once again the ritual of bowling down leg side continues. First ball of the over. Thankfully though, it didn't go through the keeper for 4 wides. And this time a yorker, low full toss rather. Missed time, just a single. Naveed Baloch bowled magnificently. As we look at the playing 11 of both sides, ASNAD CC, led by the captain Naveed Baloch, Taprobane CC, Hirantha Badage Don, leading the side. Danyuk is on strike. Very, very pleasant to look at when he gets going. In the last game we saw he played an aesthetically pleasing knock. Full toss, down leg side. He hasn't quite found his pace in this over yet. He was certainly pleasing on the eye, was Danyuk, in the last game. Played proper cricketing shots, orthodox in style, and that's a testimony to the fact no matter what format of the game you play, you get full value for playing on merit and sticking to the basis of the game. As you once again look at the playing 11, Mohammad Shoaib, the wicketkeeper, Naveed Baloch, the captain. We've got Adil Ahmed in that side. We've got the magnificent all-rounders as well. We've got Muhammad Haris. Once again, down leg side. So we've got a good balance in these two sides. It's just that they haven't really been able to execute their plans and go across that finishing line. Full toss on this occasion, and he'd be disappointed he couldn't find the gap It was asking to be hit. As we look at the players from Taprobane CC, they've got good versatility in this side. And this time he's helped it away. There's nobody patrolling that boundary at deep square leg, and he brings up his first boundary of the innings, does Amila Ramesh. Was drifting down leg side, this time evading the wide, but not the swinging bat of the batsman. And fiercely struck. That was hit hard. Magnificent piece of fielding as well in the end. But the sound of the bat, absolutely thunderous. Taprobane CC, they're off to a reasonable start here. This time it's driven straight to the fielder once again. It was there to be hit once again. He would be disappointed with that at the end of the first over. Taprobane CC off to a reasonable start, 10 for none. Right, so the new over in progress is going to be Daniel bowling to Amila Ramesh. Nicely bowled. In the right channel, slightly outside that off stump, the ball seaming back in slightly, just a touch, and hitting that good length area. And that's the line where the batsman, line and length, where the batsman finds it difficult to go either back or forward. Well negotiated though by Amila, played with soft hands. Good calling, set off immediately. This time is there a fieldsman down at the boundary rope? No, there isn't. For a moment I thought they had a third man back there, but it wasn't the case. It was a streaky shot, far from convincing, but he'll get 4 nonetheless. A little surprising why he hasn't got a third man for Daniel in this over. There are 2 men at the boundary at long off and long on. However, that ball didn't really... We'll cut back to that after this ball. And this time it was a full toss. He's got a good piece of it. And he's deposited that into the stands for his first 6 of the innings. He's been a bit wavered in this inning so far, has Daniel. 1 down offside, the other one a full toss, a real gift to the batter. is not really helping the cause here. Not bowling to the field. Short and wide, and the keeper's missed it. He did get half a glove on it, courtesy which it won't run away for 4 byes, but still a wide and a bye. 2 runs added to the total. It's interesting with him bowling that line of length at that pace. All Dynuk needs is a nick, perhaps, or any kind of decent connection, and the ball would fairly race away because this is a fast outfield. This time it was short. It was asking to be hit into his hips, and he obliged. Stylish looking shot. A bit of a West Indian flavor into that one. Raised legs, and oh boy, he's got a fast bat speed, that's for sure. Once again, he's pacey, is Daniel. Rushing onto him on that occasion. I'll have another look at this number. 18 runs already. 1-4, 6 wide, 4-1. It already looks like a telephone number, this over. And a telephone number that their captain Naveed would soon need to call. Oh, well struck, but there is a sweeper down to the boundary, so just a single to finish, but an expensive second over comes to an end. TAPROBANE 29 for the loss of 2. $29 for none. Full toss and almost an action replay of the 2 shots he played in the first over. He'd be kicking himself, really. The opportunities have presented themselves, but he's been unable to make use of them as far as him facing Naveed Baloch is concerned. Well, Amela, though, is in no mood to forgive anyone tonight. He's taking no prisoners, that's for sure. Into his zone, and he's slog swept that for the second 6. His second 6 of the innings. Wonder what he's had for dinner tonight. This time a touch wide. He was looking for that extra cover shot, anticipating another full delivery, but good adjustment has to be said by Naveed in the end. Bowling it closer to that wide. Another full toss. However, a low full toss, difficult to put away. And that brings Dynuk back on strike once again. He's got 13 of 7. More conventional in style and nature is Dynuk. Well, he yoked himself on that occasion, I think. He just used his feet and tried to take it on the full. It's interesting if they could anticipate that length the bowler is bowling. I mean, we see Dainuk now is batting outside the crease. And this time a slower delivery, guided away, could be close, directed, and that's curtains. Excellent piece of fielding there. He had one stump to aim at, picked it up, and bullseye. Magnificent stuff. They did need something out of the blue there, something to bring them back into this game, and was that the moment of brilliance they required? They were running away with the show here at TAPROBANE CC. Amela was looking very, very dangerous, but he'll have to make a long way back to the pavilion, courtesy some brilliance in the field. TAPROBANE at the end of 3 are 37, and they've just lost their captain. I beg your pardon, I've been told TAPROBANE's been captained by Don in this game. But Amela is certainly one of the senior members in the side. Naveed Baloch bowling out in the second over. And it's also the end of the power play. 3 overs gone. The field will spread as we speak. We've got long off, long on, deep extra cover, deep mid-wicket in place. We'll wait to see if they'll get another fielder outside the 30-yard circle. So far, we can only see 4. We're happy with 4 or 5 fielders inside the ring. Down leg side, and it's an absolute gift here. It's probably early Eid as far as Ebrar is concerned. Continuing the ritual, bowling down leg side. 4 wides. The last thing they needed at this stage. Just picked up a wicket. There was a bit of momentum coming back to them, and then 4 wides. And it's interesting to see there's a fielder going back exactly in that area now. Fine leg. Got to remember, it was not hit. Didn't come off the bat. Some good pace. The ball coming off the inner half of the bat, just a single. It makes sense if Ebrar is trying to bowl into the batsman within the line of the stumps. Up there, if that's the case, then it makes sense to have a deep fine leg. And he comes again. Yeah, he is getting a bit of shape going into the batsman, full and straight. And it's good to see that, he's got that point area, deep point, and third man area is vacant, inviting the batsman to play against the swing. It's been driven nicely as well. There was nobody patrolling the boundary rope square of the turf, and all he had to do there, Dainuk, was to miss that fielder at point. And this is a lightning fast outfield. We keep saying this, and that shot there is exactly the reason why, as Dainuk batting outside the crease once again. Nicely played. Good delivery. Good comeback. A dot ball. A dot ball in T10 cricket is a moment of silence that probably makes the loudest sound. This time he's played it away, but it's gone straight to Rafaka, that deep cover. So only a single. Is moved on to 19 in 13 deliveries. And hasn't played a shot in anger, has to be said. Hirantha is on strike and a bit fortunate to survive on that occasion. The ball tailing back in, inside edge, could easily have chopped back onto the stumps. As it turns out, Hirantha survives to live another day as the fourth over comes to an end. TAPROBANE 50 for the loss of 1. By the fifth over in progress, and it's Rafakat who's been introduced into the attack. Right arm around the stumps. Goes down leg side. Starts off with a wide. I wonder if they could start with a few with a few warm-ups just before the overs. Can immensely help the cause, of course. If the bodies are nice and warm before they start off. Nicely ball, and he's appealing for LBW, but I think it's come right to the meat of the bat, so very, very ambitious in that sense. He's got a nice action, gathers himself right at the end and delivers that ball from a slightly high arm position. Yeah, nice, and it's good. It's keeping the ball within the line of the stumps, not providing batsmen any width at all. With somebody like Danyuk, he would continue playing the conventional style, playing the ball on its merit. It's more often than not his muscle memory taking over. He's practiced those shots over and over again over the years. Oh, Hirantha on that occasion, trying to go big. Contrasting styles here of the two batters we see at the middle. Hirantha seems to be a bit of a dasher. And as the night progresses, we will see him taking on more chances. Danyuk, his job is to stay out there till the very end, anchor this innings. Full toss on that occasion. Straight to the fielder. You don't want to take that arm on too often. This time it was slightly wide of him, allowing the batsman to complete that single. But we saw with that first run out, an absolute bullet of a throw. Oh, is that another opportunity? Almost, yes. He's looking for the second. certainly not on. We can see he's having a few problems with his run-up. Is Rafaqat having to put in that extra lunge just to the last second? However, he's bowled well so far in this over, maintaining good line and length apart from that first ball. This time he's gone straight and he's got a good piece of it. Watching that ball sail over the long off fielder's head for spoiling what looked like a good over at one stage. Clean strike. As we come to the end of the fifth over, we'd like to thank QCA for organizing this T10 Ramadan Cup 2025. A special gift for all the cricket enthusiasts around Qatar. An enthralling tournament during this holy month of Ramadan. QCA has done a fantastic job by making this event possible. And oh, this should be closed. No, I think for a moment I thought it is pad. But yeah, huge credit needs to be given to Qatar Cricket Association for making this event happen and entertaining fans all across the region. A big thank you to SARS Group as well, presented by Mr. Kasturi and his team. First signs of spin in this innings as Abbasi. Right arm around the stumps, off spin. He's dashing them in at the moment. Doesn't seem to be rolling any fingers over it, so on paper he might be right arm off spin, but he's probably bowling seam up at the moment. Slightly wide this occasion, and he could have let that one go, but it was probably a premeditated shot going down the track and then hanging his bat at the last second. On that occasion, dragging the ball from outside the off stump for a single. 64 for 1 they are in 5.4. Ideally, they'd like to double that total by the end of this innings. This time is straight through him. I think they'll be looking for a total around 130 at this stage as we come to the end of 6 overs, and TAPROBANE CC sitting pretty at 65 for 1. A decent partnership developing out in the middle between these two, Dainiok and Hirantha. It's 29 already. After the fall of that first wicket, these two batsmen, they've got their eyes in now, and they will be looking to accelerate in these last 4 overs. Everything must go as far as they're concerned now. They've got plenty of wickets in the bank. .24 legitimate deliveries remaining, so they can afford to lose a wicket almost every 3 balls. Almost. Right, Ebrar into his second over. And the idea, as far as he is concerned, is ball full and straight. So you might as well see that mid-off, that long-off fielder rather, coming into play very, very soon. Well, he's gone offside though, sliced it away. No real timing, so just a single. They wouldn't really mind that at this stage. ASNAD CC, as far as they can restrict them to ones and twos. Not allow them to hit any boundaries, they should be fine. Oh, he tries to go straight. He's given it a kitchen sink though. Outside edge, and as lucky as it may look, it's 4 runs end of the night. Nobody at that third man region. He swung off his hips, and as they say, fortune favors the brave. First boundary out of the over. They need a couple more. He's changing his tactics a little bit, going back deep in the crease. And this time he's helped it on its way. It was a touch slower, but this is a short boundary. All you need to do is get the ball in the middle of the blade, and more often than not, it'll do the job. It was a cutter. All right, he's signaling that to his captain. Sam goes straight down the ground, just a single. Daniuk is still very young, but seems to be extremely mature in his approach. We already saw him using the crease to his advantage well. Batting outside the crease, staying deep as well, and what that does is it forces the bowler to change his line and length. He goes big, he goes high. Has he got enough? No, he hasn't, I think. Yes, he hasn't. And it's been accepted gleefully at the boundary by Abbasi. So a timely wicket here for ASNAD Cricket Club. It certainly had more height than distance on that one. And he'll have to make a long way back, but he should have his head high because he perished in the cause, trying to accelerate, provide that much needed impetus. They already have a lot of wickets in hand. Daniuk has been the mainstay for TAPROBANE CC in this innings. Continuing in his merry ways from the last game. Mulshan Rodrigo is the new batsman. As Abbasi continues with his right arm off spin. Beautiful shot. Inside out he goes, and this is the short boundary. Over the head of the fielder at deep extra cover, and that is a magnificent shot. So pleasing on the eye. hardly seemed to have hit it. He goes again, this time much squarer. There's nobody out there as well. Smart cricket. Placing the ball in the gap and earning another boundary. Consecutive boundaries here for TAPROBANE CC. Well, this is the time now then. He's well set. He's got his eye in and he's all ready to rip the bowling into pieces. Third ball of the over coming up. Can he make it 3 and 3? He is ready. A bit fuller and he wanted to clear that boundary at deep mid-wicket. Wanted to go big. But how well has he played? Hasn't played a shot in anger so far in this innings. He's already on 45 of 24. Anchoring this innings of TAPROBANE CC. That 60 hit through offside, inside out, was absolutely effortless. Just leaning into it, high elbow, making sure he keeps that bat nice and straight all throughout. A touch of class, and this time a full toss. Again, the placement, the key. Not trying to hit that ball hard, making sure he finds the gap. Any youngsters watching, they have a good lesson in the way Daniuk is batting in this innings. You don't have to bludgeon every delivery to hit boundaries and sixes. He's a touch player. Full toss. Just a single. I think that will work in favour of TAPROBANE CC as we come to the end of the 8th over. They are 95 for 2. As we look at ASNAD CC's bowling card, Ibrar, the sole wicket taker of the innings, but in T10 cricket, obviously, economy plays a big part, and Naveed Baloch up front doing the job in terms of keeping the runs in check. Full toss. Shafa'ullah is the new bowler. Daniuk once again coming outside the crease. He's looking to meet that ball on the full. It's interesting if the captain of ASNAD is noticing that, because Shafa'ullah has got pace. So once you notice batting outside the crease, you might as well go for a few bumpers. Test him with a short ball. Hasn't quite happened in this innings. Yorker and well dug out by the batsman. He's got the right man on strike. Right, so it'll be interesting to see now if Shafa'ullah does go short. As we look at TAPROBANE CC's batting card, Daniuk has been the mainstay so far, and he's completed his 50. Very well played. Excellent knock under the circumstances. Oh, right up in the block hole. There's a big appeal. I think it's a bit ambitious. Don't think he's got anything on it, but they desperately want that wicket. So They all went up, but good umpiring, keeping his cool. He's gone back. Nope, I think he's come forward once again. And well, ball is joked himself by coming forward. So, good piece of bowling. Would have been interesting if he stayed back, stayed where he was initially. Good over so far by Shafaullah. They won't really mind singles at this stage. Another full toss. Well, Dagaur has placed it really well. It's such a good looking shot when it comes off. Not an easy shot to execute, mind you. Right up in the block hole, going low on it, and then dabbing his bat the very last second. Finding the gap as well. It requires quick reflexes. Has to give it to the batsman on that occasion. Wasn't that bad a delivery. Just too good a shot. And I can't really understand this field change. He's brought the square leg up, unless he's trying to bowl one again down offside. Well, same shot. Once again, he's probably realised he's too good with that shot, is Mulshan, and he stuck to his line, so credit to him for that. At the end of the 9th over, TAPROBANE CC are looking for a strong finish at 103 for 2. As we look at ASNAD CC's bowling card, once again the most economical, Naveed Baloch, the only wicket taker, has been Ibrar, Rafaqat and Abbasi, going at an economy rate of 11 each. Ibrar has been the most expensive of the lot, going at an economy of 12.40. Right, the last over coming up then. A quick look at the field. They've got long off, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep cover. Nobody at deep fine leg or third man. And we saw in the last over, Mulshan is pretty good with that dab shot down to third man. So what lines do they bowl here? Maybe within the stumps. There is a man at deep square leg as well. So he can ill afford to bowl short on offside. He sticks to his field. The ball keeping a touch low as well. Good piece of bowling, just a single. Just speaking about the length once again with somebody like Mulshan on strike seems to have that dab shot, so it's a risk bowling full on the offside as well. Tucking him for room. Good piece of bowling. Although Dynuk has done his job with 53 of 30 deliveries, and that's what he was sent out to do. You just wonder if he's been ably supported from the other end. Good piece of bowling, very good. Keeping that ball within the line of the stumps, not giving any width whatsoever. So it'll be interesting to see what Dynuk can do. Can he perhaps play an unorthodox shot here? Maybe a scoop. There is nobody at deep fine leg. Could he guide it to third man? It's pretty happy going orthodox, but Rafaqat has gone through his defenses here. He was trying to go for the glory shot, but that ball too good for him in the end. An excellent knock though from Daniuk. He held the innings together, played some elegant shots, but is having to make a long way back to the pavilion now as TAPROBANE CC are 107 for 3, and they've got 2 balls remaining in this over. The last 2 balls, there's a new batsman in Hansa. He tries to go big as he found the gap, and a valiant effort there in the field, but a much needed boundary. Using his feet and then slashing it through the offside, making sure he gets it off the meat of the bat. Can he finish it off in style? Good shot, he can indeed! Over extra cover he goes. Reminds me of the good old man from Sri Lanka, Sanath Jayasuriya. Particularly strong in that area. What a way to finish. Exactly what the doctor ordered for TAPROBANE at this stage. A couple of much needed boundaries. As we look at TAPROBANE CC's batting card, led by Daniuk on top, opening the innings, playing a great hand of 53 of just 31 deliveries. And he was well supported by Amila Rumesh at the top, who was looking in great touch. Unfortunate run out. And then in the middle, Hirantha had a bit of a struggle. 13 on 12. But it was a strong finish, courtesy Hansa in the end. Right, so we'll take an innings break now, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes from now. QCA T10 Ramadan Cup 2025, match number 26 between ASNAD Cricket Club and Tabon CC. We'd like to thank Qatar Cricket Association for making this tournament happen and entertaining fans all across the globe with some heart-throbbing and enthralling T10 cricket. And we'd also like to appreciate the SARS group presenting this match live to us, courtesy Mr. Kasturi Lal for all the live action. Right, we've started off again in a very familiar fashion. If each time we got £1 for betting on predicting on ball going leg side, we'd be a millionaire. Shortage delivery gets off the mark, does Baba. A wide down leg side is a safe guess in terms of how innings have started off. Tabon putting up a competitive total in the first innings. But they've certainly got the potential and the firepower in their batting lineup as ASNAD Cricket Club to hunt this total down as Mohammad Nikas starts off proceedings for Tabon. Started off with a wide and then it was followed by a single and 2 runs. Oh, he's belted that delivery. We saw a few full tosses in the first innings in Naveed's over that didn't quite get the treatment, but on this occasion it was straight up Omar's arc. He didn't need a second invitation, just drilled that delivery through mid-wicket for his first boundary of the innings. And what that shot has done, we'll get back to it. This time he goes offside and he's found the gap. The fielder did get his hand on it, but the fielder will give up the chase as the ball wins the race, as Omar brings up his second consecutive boundary. It's interesting, he moved that fielder down at the mid-wicket area and then bowled the wrong line down to the offside. Excellent effort by the fielder, but it wasn't enough. 2 boundaries, 2 balls to go, so they're off to the start they were after. Tabon much better within the line of the stump, no room offered. Tucking the batsman back in the crease. The onslaught is on here, that's for sure. This time he was looking to open up and go through that offside, but the ball jagging back in a little bit as the first over completes. ASNAD off to a flying start, 14 for none. As we see the equation on our TV screens, ASNAD CC requiring another 104 of 54 deliveries. It does seem like a big ask, but in T10 cricket, it's very, very gettable given the size of the boundaries here. Umar has looked dangerous already. 2 boundaries in the first over. He's on strike again. Where does he go? There's a deep mid-wicket in place. A long gone as well. The telegraph seems to be full and straight. And that's exactly what he does on that occasion. Keeping it within the line of the stump. He cannot afford to give batsmen any width outside the off stump. Any kind of connection, and the ball might fairly race away to the fence. And he's looking to use that angle. Is Rahim coming wide of the crease, trying to tuck the batsman in for room. There's nobody at that deep square leg area though. There is fine leg in place. Any kind of connection on that onside, and it might be another boundary. Well bowled though, nicely bowled, asking questions within the line of the stump. If the batsman is able to hit from there, he's played a good shot. Credit needs to be given. But at least he's not bowling wayward deliveries. Wide of the crease once again, and I think that's drifting down with the angle. The appeal, a bit ambitious one. Was slightly into his pads, and if he was able to get any kind of bat onto it, it might have gone to the boundary. Using his feet on that occasion, and he's drilled it. He's absolutely drilled it. Straight as an arrow and flat as you like. He's got some bat speed, this batsman. And he's looking very, very dangerous already. And he comes again, making room. Good cricket. Could be a run-out opportunity. No. Smart cricket from Umar. Trying to open up that offside, making room. He knows there is no fieldsman at the boundary on that offside. Well bowled, and he's cleaned him up there. Right through the gate, playing across the line was Baba, and missed the line of the ball altogether. Playing all over that one. It was a harmless delivery in the end, but I think he probably played the wrong shot, played down the wrong line. So an action-packed over last one. A 6, a wide, a couple of singles, and then the all-important wicket on the last ball. Making it even Stevens, has to be said. Shafaullah Khan is the new batsman in for ASNAD, as TAPROBANE have decided to go with the right arm off spin of Daniuk. Cut away, and it's been dropped. It was hit hard, but it was an opportunity. They might live to regret that later. Was belted to offside. And this time he's found the gap, adding insult to injury. Getting that reprieve of the first ball of the over. The second one, he's creamed it. Daniuk almost doing the job for his captain. Such a utility cricketer. Can bat, bowl and field. This time it was full again and he's hit that straight. How much is that dropped catch going to come back and haunt them later? We'll find out. Shafala on strike and clever cricket. Playing it away for a single, getting Umar back on strike. Trying to use his feet, and clever piece of bowling by Daniuk, pegging that length back a little bit, discouraging Umar from going through with his shot. It's been a decent over, 4 and 3 singles. And he ends with a dot ball. ASNAD CC, after a rollicking start, are 31 for 1 at the end of 3. Right, so it's going to be spin from both ends as we have Umar Ahmed facing for ASNAD and Hirantha. Will start his first over. Left arm orthodox around the stumps and first ball right on money. Reading the script perfectly. TAPROBANE operating with spin at both ends. It's been the case in this tournament so far. Spinners have put a lid on the scoring. And they've picked up wickets as well. The power play is already ended. As we look at the field, there is long on, long off, deep mid wicket. Deep covers. And a man at mid-wicket boundary. Trying to sweep that ball. That was a good option because there was nobody back there. Picked his spot nicely. They had a man at deep mid-wicket and deep square leg. This time using his feet, and that's that man we were talking about. He comes into the picture, restricts it to just the one. Nice piece of bowling. He's bowling at a good trajectory, neither too fast, nor too slow. Although he's given away one boundary in the over, ASNAD still find themselves behind the required rate. Using his feet on that occasion, he's picked his spot, he's hit it straight as an arrow, and nobody moved. That was required at the first ball of the over. They were falling behind the required run rate, and with Dynuk tossing the ball up, there was every chance that Shafa'ullah was going to come down the track. This time trying to hit it through extra cover. The ball perhaps keeping a touch low. Good adjustment in his line there, but he's got a good piece of it. Wasn't an easy shot to execute. He forced him to extend his arms. He tried to keep it out of his reach, but a lot of credit has to be given to Shafa'ullah to be able to pull off that shot. Not the easiest of shots to execute. Once again wide of the stump, so he's happy this time to just play it away, punch it away for a couple. Good running as well. Momentum is on ASNAD's side all of a sudden. 12 runs already of this over. They're under a bit of pressure now. TAPROBANE. ASNAD CC just getting their foot back in the door. Oh, excellent piece of bowling there. Tossed it up outside that off stump, and that ball spinning back in. Just enough to get the inside edge of the bat, and the ball ricocheting off onto the stumps, and it's a timely wicket for TAPROBANE. Typical off spinners dismissal that. It's an art that going out of fashion slowly and gradually, but it's so good to see a good off spinner in operation, and if he's able to spin the ball like Dynuk did on that occasion, particularly on this kind of surface, it takes great skill, and you've got to be able to impart several revolutions onto the ball to make the ball turn. Oh, very, very dangerous to attempt a cut shot of the stumps when the ball is turning back in. Could easily have been a second wicket. So after a couple of boundaries in this over, it was an excellent comeback by Daniuk, finishing with a wicket and a dot as ASNAD CC at the end of 5, a 51 for the loss of 2. TAPROBANE continuing with the spin of Herantha. Left arm around the stumps. Oh, yoked himself on that occasion. And there's nobody down there. He's picked it up nicely, picked his spot well. Omar, it's a second boundary he's scored in that fine leg region. And as a result of that, they're making a few adjustments in the field. That man at fine leg coming a bit straighter, but it doesn't matter. He's hit that out of the park, and that ball has got a passport because it's traveled miles. Took it on the full on this occasion, and an excellent extension of the arms. A 4 and a 6. And he goes again, hasn't quite found the meat of it. Has he? Doesn't really matter. These are short boundaries. Consecutive sixes here. He's making them look so easy. Right, can he make it 3 and 3? Using his feet once again, but cleverly bowled this time by Herantha. Pegging the length back and keeping it flat. And this time Mr. Fakadi hasn't quite gotten hold of it, and has absolutely made a meal out of that one. Has Sachin, I think it's on the boundary. It was a straightforward opportunity, and he's grasped it. How much would it go on to hurt them in the future? We'll find out. So a big over coming to an end for ASNAD. Have a look back at that over 046614. "21 runs came of that over, and it's brought this ASNAD chase back on track. The biggest over of this innings, and Omar continues in his merry ways. A bit of misfield, sloppy work once again at the boundary. They're losing their concentration here, our TAPROBANE. Absolutely livid with that fielding effort was the bowler, and rightly so. It was a straightforward opportunity, really. Should have been stopped. This time again, using his feet. Looking to come back for the second. You don't want to be taking that arm on. Strong, flat. He needs to stay out there, Umar, as he brings up his 50 as well. 53 of 23 deliveries. Oh, inside edge, and the rub of the green seems to be running their way at the moment. Another couple of runs. He tried to hit that into the grandstands. Rafaqat has the ability to hit the long ball. He goes straight down. Straight to that long on fielder. Just a one. They've got an extra cover in place here. Long on, long off. Deep mid wicket. Deep square leg. He goes straight though. He's got underneath it. And he's hit that ball high into the night sky. Could have been caught if there were any spectators in the stands. Omar, 59 of 24. And how he has turned things around for for ASNAD in this game. Making room for himself, and has he cleaned him up here? No. Almost losing his off stump. But he survives, and ASNAD CC back on track. 86 for 2 at the end of 7. As you look at that target, 32 required of the last 3 overs. It looks like a walk in the park, but you never know. They found themselves in a similar situation in the first game. Did ASNAD, but they ended up losing that game by 1 wicket. As we look at their batting card, Umar has been absolutely monumental so far. 59 of 25. He was well supported by Shifaullah, and now Rafaqat is out there making sure that he provides him with all the strike. He's 7 of the 4 deliveries faced so far. Right, a bit of a change in plan. It's Rahim with pace on, and he's cleaning him up here. He's so good bowling stump to stump. Stays wide of the crease, and a cut shot. He tried one earlier, Rafaqat, when he first came on to bat. It was risky. He lived to survive on that occasion, but not here. It was a foolish delivery into the stumps. A cross-batted shot there. Didn't really stand a chance, did he? Is there a twist in the tail now? Raheem coming back into the attack, picking up a wicket. New batsman at the crease, and you never know. It did seem like a relatively easy chase. A couple of dot balls here, and it'll make things interesting again. It's gone straight down the ground though. Has he got a good piece of it? He has indeed. Clears the boundary. Just what the doctor ordered. First ball he faces, and he smashes it for a 6. He goes again, and he's got the distance, he's got the height as well. It's landing somewhere in the middle of Doha. Catch that if you can. He's bringing an early finish to this game here tonight, that's for sure. 2 balls, 2 sixes. Where does he go next? Both deliveries have been length so far. Does he peg it back? A slower delivery? What can he do? And inside edge. It's all going in ASNAD's favor at the moment. Wasn't the best of shots. The good old French cut, as they call it. But it's another boundary. Exactly what was required of the new man in this over. Adil, he played a couple of clean strokes down the ground. This time it was a touch short. Didn't quite get the elevation as a result. Just a single. But all of a sudden it looks like ASNAD's game to lose. Good cricket, excellent cricket here by Omar. As ASNAD CC cross the 100-run mark at the end of the 8th over. They're 104 for 3, requiring 14 for their first victory in this Ramadan Cup T10 competition 2025. Right, the second last over, the penultimate over coming up of this innings, and they need something special here. Does Tabon a little, wouldn't call it short, I think it was a good length delivery, low trajectory, just evading that line outside, the wide line outside the off stump. First ball, a dot ball. 14 required. It's a game that can change quickly. Nikas. It's up in the air. This is an opportunity. Can it be taken? Oh! I think he's just dropped the match there. It could as well be the final nail in TAPROBANE's coffin here tonight. I think it's the third catch of the evening that they've dropped there. Wasn't a difficult chance. Having said that, it's never easy when you're fielding off your own bowling, but it doesn't come any easier than that. And through mid-wicket, once again, that's been his favoured area so far tonight. Started off strongly, playing through that mid-wicket region, but has batted smartly. Has used the feet, picked his gaps as well. He's had one life, but that was a difficult chance, half a chance. All in all, it's been a really good performance by Umar, using the crease. Talking about using the crease, Adil, since he's come in, has looked at home. Is trying to finish it off with that heave through onside, no connection. This time he's gone straight, but I don't think he's timed it. It will fall in no man's land. So another single, a bit of a deja vu though, kicking in. 9 required of 7. For the audience sake, could we say it's a super over coming up? We haven't had one. Short once again, and I think it will be short of the fielder. Looking for the seconds, it'll settle for 1. So the game is going to go down to the wire. The last over coming up. ASNAD requiring 8 for victory. They required 13 in the last over in the first game. Fell short by 1 run. They're in a huddle here, the TAPROBANE team. Deciding which bowler to go to. And they've opted for pace. A couple of hits away are ASNAD in this game. So you feel they still have the upper hand. He's gone high in this time. This has an opportunity. No, he's dropped it. And has that ball rolled over for a boundary? We can't really tell from this angle. We'll wait for the umpire's signal and yeah, I think it seems to be safe. Yep. No boundary. Just a single. The batsman's contesting it. But I think they're happy to go ahead with it. Is that a bit of a controversy coming up? No, we're fine. Everybody's happy. Dare I say that? Another drop catch was a tough one, but they need to take those in tight games like these. Looking back at this game. Oh, he's lost his bat here. Outside edge, magnificent piece of fielding. Outshow third man, driving full length to his opposite side, and he saved 3 runs for his team. How valuable will those turn out to be in the context of this game? Game slipping away, a moment of brilliance. could as well be the moment of spark. One hit away. And he has nothing to do with it. The umpire has not signaled it a wide. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason. He looks surprised, but he was not batting. He was batting outside that leg stump. He was batting on that middle stump, in fact. So it's a good decision by the umpire. This time he goes high, and you little dynamite, Adil. It doesn't really matter, the last ball, whether it was a wide or not. He's made room for himself, cleared his front leg, and he brings his team home. What an innings under pressure. He stayed out there, kept his composure, and it was courtesy, his quick-fire cameo in the end, that ASNAD CC have been able to achieve their first win of this tournament. As we look at the player of the match, deservingly so, Omar Ahmed has turned things around for ASNAD in this innings. Came out to open, batted proactively, batted with great intent. As we see all handshakes all around, end of the game, rightly so, in the spirit of it. Fiercely contested this game. We've seen an absolute gem. So having a look at that final batting card, ASNAD CC winning this match by 7 wickets. So we've seen an absolute nail-biter just here, but don't go anywhere. We've got another encounter coming your way after this game. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay tuned. It's T10 Ramadan Cup 2025 coming your way. We'll see you back live in about 10 minutes from now.